It was the house that got away, or stayed, depending on your perspective. In these heavily circulated photos, two families who live in this 5-story building in Zhejiang, China, refuse to leave and claim offers from building developers are too low. So the developers carried on with their plans despite the holdouts and built the road right around the house. And when we say right around the house, there's little room for discrepancy on that matter. Remember Up? In the Pixar animation, Carl Fredricksen refused to sell his house as a new high-rise city sprung up around him. He was harassed by the workers and found himself one against all. It's a common story, especially in growing urban centers from residents of Washington, D.C. to farmers in Japan. In China, throughout most of the country's communist era, private ownership of real estate was forbidden. When asked to leave, the government had full authority to decide, and while some citizens would receive various types of compensation for cooperating, they essentially had no rights. Now that China has begun to accept private ownership for real estate, we're starting to see a lot of interesting nail house stories, though nothing compares to the legends of the Yangjiaping neighborhood holdout in Chongqing. In 2007, the Wu family, with 3 generations of entitlement, held out right smack dab in the middle of a soon-to-be 6-story shopping mall. Developers eventually created an enormous pit around the home and even cut off water and power. To regain access, the owners had to break into the construction site, whereupon they flew a Chinese flag in victory. Luckily, its owner, Yang Wu, was a martial arts champion who used nunchucks to make a staircase to the home while threatening to beat anyone, including authorities, who attempted to evict them. They eventually settled for a pretty penny. As for the Zhejiang couple, it's a harsh tactic to get this family to leave, but where there's not enough money for one reason, there usually is for another. The latest reports suggest the owners are considering opening up a drive-through convenience store, a possible strike of lucky opportunity. Just remember, dreams only have one owner at a time. From New York City, I'm Kegan, and this is Rocket Boom.